Hey everybody, welcome back to the stream. It has been a long time since I've streamed here. Like a really long time. I don't know, months and months. I've moved and I am streaming now from my new apartment, which is very dark on purpose. I like how dark it is. It was kind of hard to get the lighting good enough for this, but I think I did it. I hope I look okay. And I hope you can see me okay. If anyone's watching yet, I don't know if there's anyone out there. My setup, I'm not really going to be able to like monitor um, like numbers, but I can see chats as they come in. Thanks, Normalson. I feel like $1,000,000. You know my secret to feeling like $1,000,000 is? A little bit of whiskey. I've been watching a lot of Deadwood lately, and drinking whiskey out of a little glass is really hitting it these days, you know. So tiny bit quiet. All right, thank you. Hold on, let me see if I can fix that. Bump up that gain. Can I? How about this? Is this better? Is that better? I'm getting higher levels. So tell me if this is better or if I sound horrible. My levels are higher. Yeah, I'm getting a little yellow. Can I get red? Can I get a red? No. Somehow worse. Shit. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna fix it. Yeah, I can see. I don't have any. Ugh. I haven't done this setup before, and I should have tested it more. I acknowledge that that's a problem. Maybe I'm getting really good levels still on my audio. Maybe it's you, Normalson. Maybe, like I understand you're saying that you're not stoned, but like, are you though? Are you really? Uh, let's see if another person. Where do I put this so I can see it better? This is, uh, that's better, right? Can I? I'll talk loud and see if that's any better. Um, the purpose of this evening, though, I'm sitting next to my record collection, which I have not organized since I've moved. And I haven't been listening to any records because I don't feel like digging through to find what I'm looking for. I want organization. Yeah, Normalson says, wait, I should probably read out loud what people say in the chat because there are multiple uh, sources for chats. So everyone might not be able to see. But Normalson's asking me to refer to him as chat. I'll totally do that, chat. That's right, chat. Um, hey, this is man, I miss doing this. I really do, and I'd like to get the old video game stream. You might be able to see I got everything set up, and so I can play all the games. If we turn around and look, I can play all the games all the time. There's the games. Those are all of the games. But I also need a little bit more organization uh, in my place. And I'm going to start by doing my records today. This is what I would like to do, though. A couple things. First off, if you're following me from anywhere, you can also head on over to jeremyinternational.com and see my previous streams if you'd like to. I have lots of content, all safe for work content there. And is it? I don't know. No nudity content at jeremyinternational.com. And at U2 Hill says that she wants her OK Computer CD back. Hillary, I don't know how to tell you this. I don't have any of those CDs anymore. It's gone. But you know, one of these days I'll buy you a nice vinyl copy of OK Computer. You know, that's an album I haven't listened to in too long. Do I have it on vinyl? I think I do. We're going to find out. And if I do, then I'm going to treat myself to a nice little OK Computer listening party. I've listened to exactly 2 records in the few months that I've lived here. And they are out because I never put them back. One is Joey Ramone's solo album. Big fan of this. Not a lot of people, that's a lot of glare. Not a lot of people talk about this record, but it's really great. It's kind of like the Ramones, but like on cough syrup, it's like more chill. And love this record. Not enough people talk about that. I think it is underappreciated. And then, of course, a perennial essential for me is the soundtrack to Xanadu. How could you not love this album? It's the Electric Light Orchestra and Olivia Newton-John, and it's amazing. And this is a party in a sleeve right here. That's all that I've listened to in the, I don't know, few months that I've been here. So I haven't really thought any of this through, but I think I'm just gonna go through which one, Normalson, which is a great record, Xanadu or Joey Ramone's solo. They're both amazing. I've been on like I'm gonna call like sad dad music. Yeah, Xanadu fucking rips, man. Doesn't get better. Movie sucks. Well, does it? I don't know. The movie is a thing. It's a movie. But I feel like I first heard the soundtrack to Xanadu a million years ago. Like I think I was just out of college, and I've been low key obsessed with that record ever since because it is so. It's so good. It's just like a party. It's like a Coke fueled party. So this is what I was thinking I was gonna do is just kind of go through, and I have like separators already for like the various categories to organize my records. But are they right? Are they the right categories or are they not? I don't know. I think I'm just gonna take everything out and make a series of stacks on the floor, and we'll decide. Um, we'll decide what categories things go into. So I got a lot of work to do. So I'm just gonna get started. Stick around as long as you want. Leave when you want to. But feel free to. I'm gonna start at the top here. Feel free to go. And I'm just gonna let you know that we're gonna have a lot of Roxy music. Big Roxy music fan. Kind of want to eat it. For Your Pleasure isn't my favorite one of their records, but it's so good. Look at the inside of this. Look at these guys. Look at Brian Eno. Look at him. There he is. Just a total normal guy, Brian Eno. One of those normal guys. Just looks like the man on the men's room door. Just normal fella. Nothing interesting to note about Brian Eno. Wait. You got loud for a second. I think maybe you just have. Hold on. Maybe you're right. This is my microphone. I'm not gonna be like a TikTok person and hold it the whole time because I need my hands to go through my records. But maybe if I go like, is that better? How's this? Is this better? Good. Okay. Yay, we fixed it. Thanks, Normalson. What genre of music would you put Roxy music into? I have a separator for glam, and I'm kind of feeling like that's the way to go, but I have a whole other section. I have a whole other divider for just David Bowie. Also, Vide on Fleece by Van Morrison, also so good. And this is a green record, also big. I don't think Van Morrison's a very good guy, but I do love that record. Yeah. U2 Hill says that Eno is U2's Svengali / Rasputin. And I don't disagree with that. If I know at least from what I know uh, about Svengali. Um, I think Police. What do you think? Police is like post punk, right? Maybe. What genre is the Police? Also, I'm gonna try to not say such a good record because I've done a big record collection pare down, so I only have good records. So I need to stop saying, oh, this one's so good, because that's all I got are the good ones. I don't have any ones that aren't good. But that's a good question for the chat. Chat is, what genre is the Police? Regatta de Punk? Maybe Normal Sin. I don't know. That's a really good question. What is the Police? I'm not sure. Um, Heart Like a Wheel, Linda Ronstadt. That I feel like is country. Is that a country record? I think it's a country record. Linda Get is country. You know, man, I used to try really hard to not love Steely Dan, but I ain't got the bandwidth for that anymore. Um, Steely Dan is everything, right? Fucking Peg. Um, I feel like I gotta listen to this sometime soon. Let's say, yeah, post punk for the Police. Whatever category Linda Ronstadt is also Steely Dan. So just like 70s rock of some sort. Not OK Computer, but the Bends. When is this? 1995. I figuring out genres is so hard. I don't know. This is a record I was gonna get rid of, but I decided to keep. Is this Sigur Rós record because it is really good. Really, really good. I think that maybe that goes with Radiohead. Maybe. What's this? This isn't even in a sleeve. What is this? Oh, this is it goes in here. This is a David Bowie live record. That I'm gonna put back in here, and I have enough David Bowie vinyl. I think that deserves its own separator. So we'll do Bowie over here. And oh, this is one that Gloria is such a good song. There's like 6 different versions of Glory on this record. I have a category for U2, and I'll keep that as it is. Hey, it's Jugsy. Hey, Jugsy, it has been so long. Thanks for coming by. Old friend. I haven't seen you since I was doing the advice stream, which will be back someday, I promise. Don't know when yet. I have all of my video game stuff set up to stream. I have to figure out some logistics about it first. But I will be doing that soon. Yeah, I could probably use some more sleeves. U2 Hill, thanks. I think this was a record store day deal. This is a nice little tiny Light My Fire and the Crystal Ship. I have mixed feelings about the Doors. Sometimes the Doors are boring as shit, and sometimes they're not. Man, early White Stripes, such a vibe. I also like. The problem is now I just want to listen to everything. Hey, it's Bowel Guy. I haven't heard from Bowel Guy in a while. How's it going, Bowel Guy? Have you put out any videos recently? I've only seen one from the Bowel Guy in a while. Here's to you, Bowel Guy, owning the internet since 2012 or whatever. King of YouTube, Bowel Guy. Anybody else? I don't ever meet a lot of people that are into like Billy Childish and all of like the blanks bands, the Headcoatees, the Headcoats. Just really great like 90s, like 1960s revival in the 90s, like garage rock. Um, yeah, Bowel Guy, living the Scope dream. Bowel Guy, I am part of Scope Fam Nation over here for sure. Yeah, Jugsy, I heard that Twitch is harvesting streams for chat for AI training, and there's a way to disable that, which I will be doing um, not tonight, but very soon, because if they want to mine my content to train an AI, they got to pay me for that. Oh man, Rocky Erickson and the Evil One, so good. Um, Man, this album is gnarly. This is a great. This is a great record. This is like in my. So one of the discussion topics for the evening, I'm just making a fucking mess because I don't know. I'm just taking everything out and putting them into piles. More White Stripes, some Holly Golightly. This is all like I'm gonna say like garage rock is the genre for this. Yeah, Jugsy. Organizing, I'm not in a spot where I'm buying a lot of vinyl these days, so organizing what I got is super fun. That's just a nice way to kind of like dig in and kind of live inside your collection. When you can't add to it, it's just something fun to do. So that's why I'm doing this. I haven't bought any new records in quite a while. Also, the Cramps are going to go in that same category of like garage rock. This is maybe my favorite Roxy Music record. Maybe is Stranded. This is really great. It is like one of the most tame Roxy Music album covers. They get explicit pretty quickly. But Jugsy, if you want company for your record organization, you should do a stream. I'd come to that. This is like a tribute record to Mark Bolan and T-Rex. I used to be obsessed with Mark Bolan and T-Rex. I don't listen to any of them that much anymore, and kind of makes me sad. I should do that more often. Um, uh, Country Life by Roxy Music, controversial record cover there for sure, but also, I mean, Roxy Music doesn't have any bad records, but that's all going into the. Hey, Rebecca Fastman 5402 is here. Hey, thanks for joining. Was that so good for that Roxy Music album? This is also I'm gonna hold on. I've got these are U2's first records is Boy and October. U2 Hill is on the stream. I'm sure she'll appreciate these. This is like my hottest, one of my hottest U2 takes is I love Boy. This album's so good. And like if people are kind of exhausted by like U2 like contemporaneously, I'm not gonna fight you on that. But like listen to Boy if you haven't in a while. And then I, I love October. This is their second album. I don't think a lot of U2 fans dig this one, but I sure do. This album's got no skips. It's good all the way through. If you're like feeling like a um, just post-punk vibe, then check out those two records. I got some Credence. I think I'm gonna put this where. What year? What year is this? What year did these two albums come out? Like Creedence Clearwater is such like a cliche because like dudes love them, but you know what? I'm a dude, and I love them too. Yeah, the Undies Roxy record is amazing too. I agree. I've been listening to a lot of Roxy music lately, as I always am. You know what else I've been listening to a lot lately is some Sticks. Sticks is also like whatever level they're rated. This was $1. Whatever level Styx is rated, they deserve to be rated more than that. They are one of the greatest rock and roll bands of all time. You can fight me on that if you disagree. You'll probably win. But Styx for days. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band also always Bob Seger. This is like the vibe I've been going through lately. Is lots of like just like chill 70s rock is my life. Um, does anybody out there a fan of B.W. Stevenson? Do you know this guy? This is country for real. I'm gonna start a new section for country. Um, he does a lot of yodeling. Got some Dolly Parton, some Loretta Lynn, more Dolly Parton. Country. Sometimes I'm a little bit country, you know. I'm a little bit country. I'm a little bit rock and roll. I can do them both. Paul Williams. What is on this record? I love Paul Williams. Not country. Paul Williams also forever. Is he alive still? Is Paul Williams alive? Has anyone checked on Paul Williams lately? Yeah, I will. I is at U2 Hill reminding me to plug the Garden Tarts because I will totally plug the Garden Tarts. If you like music, if you like hanging out with two really good friends and just listening to them have a good time and enjoy each other's company, you should check out the Garden Tarts. It's a U2 fan podcast hosted by at U2 Hill and another person that I don't think I've seen on the chat yet, which is fine. But anywhere that you would listen to get your podcasts from, you should check out that podcast. Even if you're not like super into U2, it is worthwhile because it's just a fun podcast. Oh, I have so many records. Alan Parsons Project. Anybody? I can dig into some Alan Parsons Project if you like 15-minute long rock and roll songs. More Dolly Parton, more country. Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison. That's a standard. Everybody should have one of those. Oh yeah, Shotgun Willie. This album's so good. Willie Nelson, man. This has one of my favorite, maybe my favorite country song of all time on it, which is Sad Songs and Waltzes. If you're from the 1900s, then you might know that song as Cake covered it on their like first big breakout album, and it's great. But Willie's version is also great. This got torn. This is, by the way, this is how I roll. This is the soundtrack to Castlevania 3 on vinyl. Big, look at this album cover. Big Castlevania fan. And 3 is probably the best one on the NES Castlevania game. The first 3 were on NES only. I'm a sucker for the first one, though. But if you like video game soundtracks, get you some Castlevania because they all rip. Is this Castlevania 1? It is. Look at this. Look how cool that is. I am not against some. Look, and it's got like the map of the game on the inside. So cool. I am not against some video game soundtracks. This, I think, was. I don't know where I got this from. This is an old like first wave ska record. Do I need a section for ska? I don't think I have that many ska records. I think this maybe belonged to my grandparents. This is just like a opera favorites vinyl. I don't know anything about opera. I never got into it. One thing I do have an awful lot of, though, is Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass Band, because also Herb Alpert is a genius and doesn't get enough credit. So we'll definitely be seeing more of that. I've got here some. I'm going to get all of these out if I can. These are DC local bands, some of which are populated by my dearest friends. We got some North Country, we got some Brenda, and we got some Sea Life. And there are no skips on any of these. This is, I listen to these albums maybe more often than I want the people in those bands to know that I do. I used to have a category for music by people that I know, and maybe I'll keep that up. Also, this is really great bands. Any Yuck fans out there? They're like from, I don't know, in the last 10 years or so, but they sound like they're from the 90s, and they are great. I don't know where to put this. This is a fun record. This is just kind of like instrumental, like party music, and it's fun, just like little kind of dancey party music. I don't even know where to put that either. What category does that go under? We got some Beck. Oh yeah. We got Oasis. This album's so good. Also, though, this is Sea Change, right? Yeah, Sea Change by Beck is a perfect album. No skips. I think that can go there. More Roxy Music. T-Rex. Yeah. I'm so glad to hear, Rebecca, that you love that Yuck album. I do too. It's so good. This is a really cool instrumental record from someone I follow on YouTube or Instagram. I don't know the difference anymore. But it's kind of cool. There's like a theremin in it. If you like theremins, this is fun. Dandy Warhol's amazing when we're going a little bit to the early 2000s. Sea Change is a perfect album. I don't know if Normalson's still out there or not, but Normalson, I remember, I don't know if you do, when Sea Change came out is when we lived together, and we just like hung out and listened to that album like together in silence for like, I don't know how many times, and had a great time. Rat-a-tat. This is one of the best concerts I ever saw, I think, at 930 Club. Really good time. Got some Sleater-Kinney and Grizzly Bear. More video game soundtracks. This is also a heavy rotation record for me, typically. This is like the soundtrack to A Link to the Past, which is the Zelda game for the Super Nintendo. And it is perfect as far as video game soundtracks go. Love this record. And also A Link to the Past. Top 3 greatest video games of all time. Violent Femmes solo album, also an essential. I don't know where I put that. There, I guess. New Pornographers, also perfect record, no skips. No skips from the New Pornographers. I used to play this when I would do like cleaning. This is all split up. Soundtrack to Super Mario Brothers 3, also really great. Really great video game soundtrack, but it's seen better days. And more Dandy Warhols. And PJ Harvey. Oh yeah, wait, hold on. We got some hits to go through here. Great album. One of also, this is probably, I don't know, in top 10 for me at least. Odelay, also top 10. Title by Fiona Apple. If that at U2 Hills out there, remember when we saw Fiona Apple open for the Counting Crows, like literally 10,000 years ago? That was a special time. That was great. Hold on, let me get rid of this so I have a little bit more space. That is a great album. Hagnes the Hill by Kent. This is like soundtrack to my college years. It's Swedish. It's like if Radiohead was Swedish. I don't know how else to describe Kent if you haven't heard them before, but that is also a perfect album. We got Quilt, which is great. I've seen them live a few times. We've got more North Country. They have so many records in North Country. They're prolific. Also, two great records. Whoa, forgot I had this Space Hog. That sounds like high school to me. Where do I put this? I think here. I say what you will about Weezer. This is a real good record. I don't care what you say. That is amazing. The first album is great. And then First Band on the Moon by the Cardigans. Come on, so good. Also an album that doesn't get enough credit. I think this is probably top 10 for me as well. Okay, so we've got garage rock, we've got glam, we've got U2, we've got country, we've got post-punk. The Violent Femmes post-punk, yeah, right? Sure, why not? I'm going to say they are, unless someone makes a really good case. Rebecca, 20 minutes ago, Sea Change, we're all synced up. I'm going to say that this is a post-punk record. You can come over here and fight me if you want to. And then let's make sure we tidy this up a little bit and have a little section of like 90s. Just 90s. 90s. Here's a question I have for the group. Should I organize my records when I don't have enough, like 90s isn't a genre, 80s isn't a genre, 70s kind of feels like it's a genre, right? What do I do? How do I organize that? Should I just not and put everything in alphabetical order by like the artist? I don't know. I don't know what to do. I really don't. What's a good way to organize your albums? Certainly not punk. I can't think of another category it would be. Yeah, for the Violent Femmes, I'm gonna say that they're because Violent Femmes aren't punk rock. Like not like stylistically, but like vibes. Uh, totally. That's I think that's what how I'm gonna define post punk. Maybe. Yeah. Um, also, love the Violent Femmes so much. But then, like, if I organize stuff by decade, then like Sea Change isn't going to go near Odelay because this is in a different decade than Odelay was. So that's why I don't think decades work. Life is hard. Yeah, like within a category of like I don't think that's how I had things organized if it wasn't like a really clear cut genre, like if it wasn't like this is where country goes or this is where like new wave goes, like I have categories for those, but then if it's something that's less clear cut, then I'll have it in like by decade, but that just doesn't make a lot of sense. Um, and I don't know what to do about that. B-52 is definitely post punk, though. Yeah, decades don't work. But then what else do I do? What's the other play? Oh man. The Strokes. So good. Yeah, I don't know what else. I don't know how else to manage that, to be honest. I really don't. Also, this is a no skips. Two no skips perfect albums. Different Class by Pulp and Emperor Tomato Ketchup by Stereolab. No skips in sight. Perfect albums all the way through. Especially Different Class. This album's so good. I feel like I want to listen to that really soon. We got the Stooges. We got an Empty Sleeve there. I don't know where that goes. Freedom of Choice by Devo, also perfect album. No skips. The Hounds of Love by Kate Bush. Oh, I've been listening to a lot of the Pretenders lately. The Pretenders are so good. More Pretenders, please. So, like, if I'm not going to do by decade, and I don't think I will because you're right, that doesn't make sense, then what do I do? What is this? Oh, this is The Cure. I also don't listen to The Cure that much these days, although I certainly used to. What do I do when genres don't work? More Devo. Also, essential album for me is She's So Unusual by Cyndi Lauper. Yeah, Rebecca says agree about that the Pulp and the Stereolab albums are perfect. I think you do it by genre, even if it's only one or two, but I don't always know what the genre is. Like, these are all easy. Talking Heads is post-punk, although they were there from the beginning, but still, Talking Heads are like pre-post-punk. Suburban Lawns, anyone out there know this record? So weird and so good. Love this record. That also is probably counts as post-punk. Gary Newman, of course. New wave and post-punk can go together. I'll just do a little hyphen there. This is maybe my favorite album of all time. is Dare by the Human League. Possibly this is number one. Very, very possibly. Um, and have one very fucking small section called Weird that is everything that doesn't fit. That's a good idea. Also, at U2 Hill is going to be horribly offended by this, but this is Rod Stewart, and this is like his new wave album, and it rocks. It's great. There's you can dance your way through this whole record, and have no regrets. And then Modern English, also love it. Both of those are great. This is last I checked, at least, this is a band called the Comsat Angels, and they were not streaming on anything. Maybe they're streaming now, but I have this record because there's one song on this called I'm Falling, which was on the soundtrack to Real Genius. And Real Genius has never had an official soundtrack release, although the music from it's amazing. And so I bought that record so I could digitize it, so I could listen to that song whenever I wanted to. Also, two perfect Iggy Pop records. These are the albums Iggy made with David Bowie when they lived in Berlin, and they are both amazing, and I love them. And if you haven't heard either of these, The Idiot in particular is really great. The story from this album that I love is that this has a Iggy Pop song that David Bowie co-wrote with him called China Girl, which David Bowie later released his own version in America, and it was a big hit. But he deliberately gave Iggy Pop co-writing credit so he could get a lot of residuals, and that money saved Iggy Pop's life. He was going to be destitute without it. This is also maybe top 3 record for me, The Raven by the Stranglers. Also a weird but amazing album. I love this album. If you don't know the Stranglers, if you don't know this album in particular, check it out because it is great. Look at that cover. It's so good. If I can not have such a glare. Hold on. Can I boot? Still a bit of a glare. The Stranglers go in post-punk. Maybe, maybe the two greatest movie soundtracks of all time. Phantom of the Paradise and Saturday Night Fever. Up there with Xanadu, at least. Soundtracks. Also, soundtrack I have fully acknowledge I have listened to recreationally before because it is very rousing, if that makes sense. Break-In, influential movie for me. Last Night in Soho, also great. I have 2. Oh, because one of these is like the score for the movie, and then one is like the music in the movie. But Last Night in Soho is such a great movie. So I have 2 different versions of the soundtrack for that, apparently. And we got another Godzilla soundtrack, and Porgy and Bess. Oh yeah, Close Encounters. Amazing. From Isaac Hayes. This is a really great soundtrack to a TV show that didn't last for very long. Anyone see the High Fidelity Hulu show with Kravitz Jr.? What's her name? Really, really great TV show. Only ran for 1 season. It's like the John Cusack movie, but it's a TV show, and it was really good. Also, a soundtrack I will always love is the soundtrack to Night of the Demons. This has all kinds of unexpected music in it. It's got like some Bauhaus. It's great. Movie, pretty dumb. but the soundtrack is cool. Carpenter Brute has some cool movie soundtracks. I have a couple of those. Oh yeah, this is the soundtrack to Cowboy Bebop. Also, even if you don't like the show, the music to this is you can't beat it. But that show is great. This is all soundtracks. Labyrinth, perfect soundtrack. Cat People. This is David Bowie and Giorgio Moroder together. Amazing, amazing soundtrack. Check it out. I think I only have one Star Trek movie, and this is the only soundtrack to a Star Trek movie you need, is the motion picture. Also amazing. At U2 Hill says she's making a shopping list. Scott Pilgrim versus the World, also amazing soundtrack. I don't know anyone that doesn't love this movie, but even if you don't, soundtrack for this is inescapable. Lots of Beck music. Oh yeah, and the soundtrack to The Wicker Man, a horror movie, weird musical horror movie at the same time. Great soundtrack, one of my favorite movies of all time. This was a record store day deal from a while ago. Is a soundtrack to Dance Craze, which is like a punk and ska documentary that came out in the 70s, and this is the soundtrack to that, which is amazing. More soundtracks. The Graduate, can't beat that. Oh yeah, David Lynch's Dune. This is Toto. Did anyone know that Toto did the score to Dune? They did. And then Flashdance. Does this have... Yeah. Whoa, I didn't know that. This has a Donna Summer song called Romeo on it, which is like Donna Summer's attempt to be new wave instead of disco. And it's so good. It's really hard to not dance to that song. Oh, I do have another Star Trek soundtrack because I have for The Wrath of Khan also an amazing soundtrack. I'm just going to go through the soundtracks here and put them right back in. Queen did the Flash Gordon soundtrack, as I'm sure everybody knows, and it is amazing. And then goddamn heavy metal. Does this movie hold up? No, it does not. Is it great? Yes. Is it fun to watch this and pretend that you're a 12-year-old boy and it's the coolest thing you've ever seen? Yes, all of that is true. Okay, so those are my soundtracks. Let me put them, I think that's probably everything or close to it. So let's get those in here and push them to the back. And then, excuse me, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Soundtracks. Did it. Okay. Whew. Making small amounts of progress. I don't know what this is. I have a bunch of records that had belonged to my grandparents, and I think this came from there. And it's just there. And here. Okay. How is everybody doing? I have a lot of messages on my phone. Give me just a second to catch up. Okay. Whew. Refresh. We're almost done with the top. When I say almost done, I mean we pulled out almost everything from the top. We have a long way to go. I don't know what any of that is. What any of this is. Oh, this is fun. This can go under soundtracks. just Broadway hits. Yeah, these are all records that were at my grandparents' house. I'm not sure what to do with all of them. Oh yeah, I should probably have a section for classical music, right? Look at this. Look at these old record covers. I wonder what kind of condition these records are in. Look how cool that is. Some Beethoven. I don't know anything about classical music. Does anybody watching know, like, can you teach me some essential things to know about classical music? Because I don't know. This is a lot of, maybe this stays and maybe this goes. I'm not sure yet. I'll get back around to that. But I would love a class on classical music. So here's a controversial take. This is a Brian Ferry album, These Foolish Things. And it's a cover album, but it's all Brian Ferry doing. That should be one of the categories. Music that belonged to my grandparents. That's a great idea. I should do that. This is all cover songs, but none of them are songs that Brian Ferry has any business covering. Like Piece of My Heart, the Janis Joplin song. It's My Party. I love this album. It's so dumb, but he's killing it on it. And I'm a big fan of Brian Ferry in general. Here is a Mark Bolan solo record. We're getting into like more glam and new wave. I am really been feeling, I always joke that my favorite Bowie album is whatever album I'm listening to right now. And Ziggy Stardust, man, is so good. And I feel like there's so many songs on here that have been like overplayed and have kind of become like a cliche that I don't know. Like it takes a while to like get into like listening to this for what it is and not the fact that like you've heard it in a million movie soundtracks. This is more soundtracks. I have so many soundtracks. This is like a tribute to songs from Wes Anderson movies, which I love. Soundtrack. Oh yeah, so many more soundtracks. Pulp Fiction soundtrack. Little Shop of Horrors. Come on. Love that. Love that for me. Bowie. Wait, the Bowies go here. Bowie goes over here. Also, another underappreciated album is the Smashing Pumpkins' first album, Gish. Siamese Dream is, of course, that's also like a top 5 for me. Don't get me wrong. But this came out before and is such a perfect, wonderful album. Big fan of Gish. Here is my fancy copy of Siamese Dream, though. Look, they're both so shiny. Look at that shiny. I think I probably have enough Smashing Pumpkins to have a separate category for that. But then, then you like get to Heroes, and like Heroes is also perfect. Like, what's better than Heroes? Low? Is Low better than Heroes? I don't know. Is Hunky Dory better? This is what I for a long time said was my favorite David Bowie album. But like really, it's Heroes. I mean, come on. Question for the chat. What is your preferred Bowie record? Do you have one? And if so, what is it? I don't know what this stuff is. And why is it Heroes? This is also big beefy boy in my collection. This is very heavy as Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. Look, it's a lot of records. But it is also like pretentious. It's pretentious, let's be real. But Who isn't pretentious? Why would you not be pretentious about music? Be a snob. You know, I'm here for it. And then I got some Rolling Stones here. So this is my hot take. You guys ready for my hot Rolling Stones take? You guys ready for it? Best Rolling Stones album. Is this a hot take? I don't know. Emotional Rescue. It's this or nothing. Well, that's not true. But this is my preferred Rolling Stones record is Emotional Rescue. I think the Stones have a lot of good songs, but not a lot of good albums. But this is a good album. For sure. Is that all the Stones that I have? And then I've got some Who. You know, another album I don't listen to enough these days that I used to listen to constantly is Tommy. Man, there's just not enough time to listen to music, you know? Like, I would just do that all the time, and then I wouldn't have time to do anything else. Which, I mean, what else am I going to do? Another Cramps album that goes in garage rock. And then we've got some various like 60s rock and roll. I guess this can go in garage rock too. The Electric Prunes also, they got some hits. I had Too Much to Dream last night. Man, that song's good. What a dumb 1960s silly concept, Too Much to Dream last night. Rebecca says that Beggar's Banquet is her favorite Rolling Stones record. Okay, I'll allow it. And David Bowie, Heroes, and Low, and Station to Station. Station to Station is so good. I kind of was like late to come around to Station to Station. Okay, here's another one. Is everybody ready for this hot take? What's your favorite Beatles record? I mean, after Abbey Road and Let It Be, those are tied. I'm also really been feeling Magical Mystery Tour lately. Like a lot, like hard. This album's got so many feelings, you know, like sometimes it makes me really sad, but like in a good way, and like a way people should be sad. I don't have Beggar's Banquet. Okay, I've done the top. I've done all of the top shells, and there's only 2 shells on the bottom. So why don't we take a pause and let's start to put some stuff back on the top. So let's do U2. Here. And wait, I need to get these out. Let's see. We're working on it. I'm looking. One moment, please. Electronica. The Beatles, the Stones, the Who, Smashing Pumpkins, David Bowie, Glam. Okay. Wait, do I not have one for you too? soundtracks. Now, I put the separators in the back behind them. And what else can I fit up there? Smashing Pumpkins, maybe? Ugh. That works. And then we will do making progress. The Who. And then Rolling Stones. Whew. And then the Beatles. And then David Bowie. And then if we do like glam over here. Okay. Oh boy, we're getting there. Oh, Fave Beatles album is Rubber Soul. Interesting. Rubber Soul is great. I mean, I don't really have like a bad record, those Beatles. Okay, so moving down, I'm gonna have some more stuff here. We're gonna have a lot of Donna Summer coming up for sure, so stay tuned for that. We got some craft work. We got some hip hop. We've got Enter the Wu-Tang. We've got Paul's Boutique, which is maybe my favorite Beastie Boys album. We got The Roots and the Sugar Hill Gang. More Beastie Boys. So why don't we do hip hop up here? And then I need to find it. Hip hop. The Bar-Kays. What genre is the Bar-Kays? R&B. Experience Unlimited. This album's so weird. Love this record. Whatever category the Bar-Kays is, it's the same.